Hello fellow Ducati enthusiasts. Today I'm going to be working on a Ducati Monster 696 2014. It has a cracked display on the instrument cluster. And if you're watching this video, you're probably dealing with the same thing and replacing the entire cluster. As you know, it's a pretty pricey situation. You're looking at least $1,000 or $1,500 if not more, because of the immobilizer and everything else involved with it. Pretty much a pain in the butt, but luckily I was able to find an actual LCD display online. I can replace that. It cost me $250. Came from China. Found it on eBay. What I'll do is I'll try to post a link to that site so you can purchase one yourself. It took about I don't know, 2 weeks to get it from China, and so today I'm going to show you how to replace that. As you can see, turn this on here. That's probably what you're dealing with right there. I don't know if you can see that or not, but can't read my speed, my odometer, my tach, nothing on that. So got a new display right here. Go ahead and replace that today. The tools that you're going to need a 2.5 hex bit, a T20, and a T6. And those will be all the tools that you need to replace it. I'll see if I can show you here in the camera, but there's 2 bolts to take this cover off, one right here, one right there, and I believe that's the 2.5 hex bit. So we'll go ahead and remove those. All right, now with that removed, you see some components right here. There's 4 bolts. You see I'm missing one right there, but there's four bolts right here, 2, 3, and 4, and those you take off with a T20. All right, now once you get those 4 bolts off, you want to take off your harness connector right here, and then you can remove the actual display from the bike. All right, now they got the instrument panel removed from the bike. You're going to need a T6, and there's 6 little screws here on the outside that you need to take off to open the box up. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Go ahead and remove those. That's with a T6. All right, now with all 6 of those removed, you can remove the actual casing here, and it removes the face, and you see you have the cracked display here. Now you have more to take off here. What you're going to need to do is same thing with the T6. You got a few more you need to take off. There's a bolt right here, 2, 3, and 4. You need to remove those 4, and then pop off these little tabs here on the side. Be careful with them, but you need to pop these little guys right out of place right here. They're not held on too tight. Just be careful with them. Pop those off right there. Take off those. Looks like there's more than that. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So be careful with that. You want to take these off first because there's a screw hidden under each one of those. So the last thing you want to do is take those 4 off and start torquing on it and break it even worse. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 2 of them hidden under these little. It's like the fuel, the brights, and an oil, neutral. Those guys right there. So just go ahead and pop those off and then remove those screws. Alright, now that you got those 6 off, this is what you're dealing with. You have your cracked LCD display right here. Don't just pull that off quite yet. Take a look. It's connected actually to the light that's on the back, so you want to be careful with that, and it's got a wire too right here. You do not want to sever that, so be very careful with the display. Go ahead and just take the display and you can fold it back. You see you have the actual light that goes behind the display right here that's connected to that wire, so be careful with it. You do not need to remove that. You can just leave that hanging right there, and then what you want to do, if I can zoom in here, don't just pull the display out of this here. I don't know if you can see it on the video, hopefully you can, but there's this little black piece right here, and it's holding the wire harness inside there. So if you can just undo this little piece right there, pull it back toward you. I don't know if that was caught in the video or not, but do not pull this display off without pulling these this black tab back. Once you do that, then you can take the actual display off of the bike and replace it with the new one. Alright, so I got the new one in. Make sure you close that black tab after you put it in all the way. That way it stays secure. Go ahead and put your light back in. Make sure you don't install this upside down because you're going to have to flip this so that the clear piece is obviously displaying. So there's that. Go ahead and put your pieces back on, your bolts, and we'll continue on here in just a moment. All right, now that we got the cover back on, you put your 6 bolts back on, put these little guys back on, make sure they're in their proper place. You'll know because there's like a greenish tinted or gray, whatever you want to call it, on the top side. You see that with the fuel and with the check engine light. If they were flipped over the other side, they'd be solid black. It is not the proper way to put on. So make sure the gray or green colored tint is on the upside. Once that's done, go ahead and put your face back on. Again, the 6 bolts on the back side, and then you're ready to reinstall back on the bike. All right, there, obviously reverse install. You got your 4 screws here, put back on with the T20, put your harness connector right back on, and then you're ready to put the back cover on. All right, the back cover's back on. The hex 2.5s, 2 screws right there. Put those bad boys on, and you should be all set. Moment of truth. See if you can see this here. Oh yeah, that's exactly what I'm looking for right there. Ah, look at that. It's a good day today. So, parts from China do work. Display works great. 250 bucks. 2 weeks of shipping. Way better than spending 1,500 bucks or more to replace the entire cluster. But if that's what you gotta do, that's what you gotta do. Again, I'll try to post a link to the site on eBay that I found the cluster. That way you can look in on it. When I purchased mine, sorry to say, but I purchased the last one. I was fortunate enough, but I think they're producing more. So I'll try to put a link on there. Otherwise, look it up on eBay and just look for the LCD display replacement for your Monster. Again, yeah, this works for, I believe, a 2009 to a 2014. It's all the same for all those years in there. So if you have any questions about it, go ahead and hit me up, shoot me a message. And thanks for watching. Sorry the video was a bit choppy, but bit of a hurry today, but off into the sunset.